from the Renegades over Team Secret, as well as Dignitas over 0-1. Right now, the club and the Pioneers are in overtime in Game 3. I believe that series is 1-1. Make sure you got the B stream pulled up. But here on the main stream, the War of the Walls is going to be happening. Karmine Corp versus Optic Gaming. About time of one of these teams going to be advancing. I love 2-0 Swiss gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fantastic. Optic, they overperformed more than we expected them to at all yesterday on against Dignitas. Just playing, they seem to perform their best at these LANs, which is a really good habit to get into. But K-Corp as well. I mean, Astral, have we seen him play this well all year?
No.
Yeah.
We haven't. We haven't at all. And he's absolutely decided right now at the World Championship, let me throw it back to Season 8.
Well, on one side of the wall is the color blue. It's Karmine Corp.
Being in RLCS in Dallas feels amazing because World Championship is always the first target you want to achieve. For the team, it's actually big because we had a rough start of the season, then we still made it, so it's so big. So the goal for the team is just making it to the final one and winning it. We've been training every day to make it happen, so let's just put all the effort in the field and it should work.
Itachi flip reset, CRR swatted that away, and Nolly now up the ladder from the heavens, trying to swing one down, and he's got it!
Version 1 are poking through, but maybe Itachi, can he put something on target? He flicked it over! It's into the corner! He puts it away!
So for the haters, many people are doing the same saying that we won't be in Dallas, you're not good enough to be in Dallas. Look where I'm standing. I think we're in Dallas. Teams should fear us because we're pretty unpredictable and we don't really have nerves when we play on stage. Of course, we're here to win. We wouldn't be here if we didn't want to win. We just want to stand on the stage and destroy everyone.
Stand on the stage and destroy everyone. They have destroyed pretty much everyone they've gone up against so far, Stumpy.
Yeah, they've done a fantastic job. They went 4-1 versus 0-1, then they went 4-0 versus Renegades. They have had a fantastic journey here, and we looked at Karmine Corp throughout the season. Picking up Nolly is the greatest thing that has happened to that org and also to him individually. He has turned around his fortune he was having with other orgs and making their way to Dallas from an unbelievably strong spring split. The points they earned at London, getting 4th, it is so fun to see them on this stage because they really do seem to be LAN players.
I mean, here's the man that pulls the strings for them, though, Itachi. He is such a good passer of the ball, always in the best possible position for his team, and he has really risen this Karmine Corp roller coaster. From the start of the season in preseason, they were the team to beat. Of course, they turned into BDS as the season itself started, but he's been up, he's been down, and finally he seems to have found his perfect team.
And here's the man that has picked this game up, the man who is back in Season 8 form, probably even better, Astro. I have never seen him smile this much. He is pure. He is really comfortable on this roster. Nothing is stopping him. He has Noli and Itachi right behind him. As long as he has to focus on just his mechanics and let the other two hold down the comms in the back end, the blue wall is looking impenetrable.
It's the strongest we've seen this team the entire season. It's a long season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, that when they got to the top 4 in spring, like, obviously they performed. I thought they'd overperformed, right? I didn't think they were at that level in general, but I think we're learning now that they actually just straight up are that good, will continue to be that good, and will really take this one to Optic.
Well, on the other side of things, the color is green. It's Optic Gaming.
Feels great to be here. Super excited to start competing at the World Championship. This tournament is huge for our team. We've been working all year to get here.
Oh, 3 is good, infield pass to and he almost tucked that in on the top side to take the lead early.
Do you see the work here? The pass mid.
On the wild card, we're hoping for a quick 3-0, but if we can't do that, just to get through to group stage. The team is feeling really excited. It's Dries and I's first World Championship, and we're hoping to perform well. Optic is the best team because we can adapt quickly.
You're going to need a bit more of that support because they are struggling today, and they're getting clipped on this with a banger in 7 seconds.
A lot of teams will underestimate us, and that will help us go further in the tournament. Expect a lot of aggressive demo plays from us with a touch of great defense. People who are doubting us are going to be disappointed.
You know, we've seen Optic Gaming play one time on this stage so far, and that one performance base was enough for us to argue that Mist should be all 3 MVPs for Worlds.
I mean, we dominate Dixon that badly. I mean, what else were you supposed to say about the young man? He popped off on offense, dominated on defense, was probably the best save of the defense of all. Actually, the best save of the defense. I don't even know why I question it. But that young man right there has also been playing really well. Every single time he has played a LAN, he has performed admirably above what everybody's expecting. I expect nothing less from that young man right there.
I feel like Drees just epitomizes Optic, that no one ever backs him, and yet they just continue to do incredibly well. But Illusion, he's another one who always seems to do well at LANs. Exactly, LAN Illusion for FaZe in full, then drop, finally back playing for Optic after coaching before. It's good to see him back on the pitch. He seems at home, you know, happy to represent the team, happy to talk them through it, and he'll be so important for them.
His story is wonderful, and next to him, Mist. Oh, literally, we can't say anything more about him. He has had one of the most spectacular seasons that we have seen from him, or at least the most recent split. They've done so well. Mist is the man on that team where, you know, if he's playing well, you said that, you know, the blue wall was impenetrable. The green wall, they look unstoppable with him.
Ooh. How does a wall move?
It falls, but like in a cool way.
Oh, in a cool way.
Or you move the ground underneath it and the wall goes with it?
Maybe, yeah. They put it on a truck.
I prefer the cool way, personally.
Okay.
The cool way here. Oh, man, and what a battle it is. Karmine Corp on one side, Optic Gaming on the other. Is there a favorite? It's hard to say at this point. We have a career-peaking Karmine Corp against an Optic that has risen over the last 2 events and silenced all doubters. We're going to find out what you guys think at home. Is the color green or blue? Use hashtag KC, hashtag OG, depending on which side you're falling here. Stumpy, is there a favorite?
I would argue there is a favorite because one of these teams got to top 4 at the Spring Major. Most recently, Karmine Corp had an incredible performance. Nolly was popping off. You said about Astral earlier. I have been incredibly critical of him because I know what he can achieve, and as does he. His frustration comes from a very real place, and he's letting it all out on his opponents in a very positive way. My prediction here, I'm going Karmine Corp. I cannot pick against a team that has been peaking most recently.
I think I'm going to say the same thing. I think that Karmine Corp are peaking at the moment, and their peak is higher than Optic's. To me, the key battle is between Mist and Astral. If Mist can keep Astral out and frustrate him, then Karmine Corp can somewhat fall apart. Is that going to happen? I guess I'm predicting no, but if it does, yeah. Karmine Corp for me.
You both make great points, but you're wrong. OG Mist, best player on the field right here. He's absolutely popping off. He's in that Vatira category in defense. That's what it takes to stop a player like Astro. Optic Gaming, the green wall's taking it home.
He said it all, folks, right there, folks. Mist is here in force right now. I predicted Green Wall to win it yesterday. I can't possibly go against them in the battle of the wall, the war of the walls. My brain keeps saying the want to say the wall of the wars, which is just funny in my head.
The wall of the wars.
79% though, the blue wall is in chat right now, folks. Let's get to the game and see if chat is right. In the blue, it's gonna be the blue. Karmine Corp looking to punch their ticket to the main event. Optic Gaming looking to play spoiler and able to skip the next 2 days. Who's it gonna be? Let's find out. The Horizon Skybox.
So, Europe has managed to take one of the 3-0 spots, but can North America answer back, get this game, and put it to 1 apiece? Shogun here, joined by Johnny. Best of 7 coming our way, and somebody is going on through.
And somebody could be another upset. Optic weren't expected by many to be the team in this position. Karmine Corp, I think, at least in most of the predictions I saw, had further advancements in the Swiss stage. They're off to a good start here, but of course Mist, as mentioned on the desk, always that goalkeeper to keep that kind of shot out.
Karmine Corp, a team that have got stronger and stronger as the season went on. Looking to peak at the right time here at the World Championships, but there's the ceiling reset. And Drees, who started off his career with maybe the most pressure I've seen on a player who's just starting out, settled in now, moved over to Optic, and he has just been getting better and better on the play. Back over to Mist. Might get this. Has he got anything extra? No, not quite. Nolly bumped out of the way, so Astral called in just to see away the danger.
Yeah, no reset there for Mist. He was trying to get one after doubling the ball off the ceiling. And I think if he had one, it would have probably been a goal. We've seen high mechanical plays in offense from Mist in the previous round against Dignitas. They're up against what most would consider tougher competition. It's not going to matter. Drees punching in the first goal, like you mentioned. What a tune-up he's had in this most recent split.
Love the setup as well from Mist, who really was the player of the day yesterday. looking to transfer some more of that magic into this series against Karmine. What I do like about Optic is that they've found another level of pace. Here's Nolly, however, almost gets past Mist.
Oh, why?
And he's done exactly that.
Yeah, look like a bit of a stranded third man here. Illusion trying to control the play, wasn't really able to get anything going, and you see Mist in the top right there, no boost available, so he's completely stuck. No real options for what to do with the save there. Well played by Nolly nonetheless to get the ball high and up and over his head. Drees now 1v1 with Itachi. He's going to go under him, and Drees puts in a second goal just as quickly as K-Corp's tie.
Kickoffs looking like the X factor. Which team is going to be able to make better use of them, we will find out throughout this series. But Optic looking amazing with them. Just muscling the ball over the line. We got anything extra here? This one, Nolly blasting through towards the backboard now. Astral takes control, 20 boost, and just waits for Nolly. Love the communication coming through for that one. Something that we're seeing an awful lot here from Optic. A lot of times they are just leaving players on the walls. It is giving them a permanent option. They don't need to just take the first hit. It is easier to get it to a wall to the side of you than it is to your opponent's backboard. And they have become keenly aware of that. Double commit. As one of them trying to wipe out the blue car. Ooh, Illusion. Unable to set up this time around, but K-Corp have struggled to get out of these sort of positions. Itachi takes on two. It's now Illusion against Astral, but Astral sees his shot smothered over there by Mist.
Yeah, not on the same page there with the follow-up. Nolly will make a move now and gets his second goal of the game. So although the initial attack kind of grounds to a halt, Nolly half flips back into position. Disruption from Astral leads to a much better opportunity for him. And again, Mist zero respond.
And it goes right back again to that communication between Astral and Nolly. That has been the duo that a lot of people have been talking about. That has leveled up K-Corp. And you saw Nolly, an aggressive and ambitious cut of rotation. But Astral communicate it, Nolly believes in it, and they get their just desserts. Nolly, okay, maybe not quite as well communicated to Astral this time around, who does scramble to help out. Astral wants to take the challenge, does exactly that. Nolly called in. Here comes Mist. Leaves it for the challenge. Who's going to be there for the follow-up? No one around. As we powering down to the other side of the field. And yeah, there are just those little moments there from Optic where a delay on the rotation in.
Yeah, look for a moment there like Astral might have just had a way through, but it turns out Drees did have enough momentum to easily cover it. K-Corp following extremely close with their second and third man at the moment. That's going to be brilliant for following up quickly on 50-50s that don't really travel too far. Should the ball bounce up into the air, arc with a high trajectory, and it's likely to go over their heads. Notice just how close they are to each other when they advance into the Optic half. Illusion is actually the last man back here. He's being hunted. Drees not able to make anything happen, but great rotation from Mist to play the ball. Drees just pressured it for a moment. That gave Mist an opportunity to turn.
So 2 each, 90 seconds left. Is that about to change? Astral off the backboard. Couldn't find the extra touch. But now we see Itachi goes backboard yet again. Maybe a chance to break away. And it's with the player that you'd want this with, but Missed zero boost. Couldn't create something for his team. And look at these challenges. Itachi, no fear. He knows he's got the backup. Unfortunately for K-Corp, this time around they didn't have the shot. For game one, either side could take this. Right now, K-Corp looking like the stronger, but here we go. Missed this time. Again, very low boost. And again, can't create much for it. He's in the right position, he's just not got the resources.
A simple read there for Nolly, but he does well with it. Play it into a position Astro could deal with. Optic trying not to overextend here. Pressuring the ball with low boost players. The rest of the team sitting back with plenty to spare at that halfway line. You can see Optic don't really throw themselves forward the way Karmine Corp do. More patient approach. What worked for them yesterday against Dignitas. The air dribble defense continues to impress. Optic do not waste time getting up into the air, challenging players like Astral. They're going to be a threat if you give them time and space.
Left it for Nolly!
Oh!
13 seconds, Optic! That's all you have to turn this back around.
It's actually to the backboard. Illusion did not go for this. think the goalkeeper from Optic was a bit confused. They weren't sure whose job it was to play that ball, and in the fear of double committing, they've not challenged Nolly, who gets his hat-trick.
Nolly has been all over this first game, but so has Dries. Almost found the reset. But it's these positions that Optic tend to do pretty well in. They have to swarm at this moment in time. Lucian, 0 boost, looks for the setup, missed, can't find it. Interception from Astral gives K-Corp game number 1.
Yeah, very close try at the end there from Optic. Still like the way that they're playing overall. Just a couple of key moments there where Mist ended up out of boost in the net, left him with nothing to do against Nolly's striking. And the hat-trick, of course, came from Nolly. Maybe the one moment in the game, and maybe the one moment in the entire tournament where we saw Optic not sending somebody quickly to a ball. I think that's one of the things that they've done exceptionally well so far this week, is that when the ball's up in the air, one of them is going for it. They just go up for it to make life easier for a goalkeeper. That time, nobody went for the backward pass. You can see it right here. Lucian's not up, Mist is sitting in the net, he's not up either. They did have boost there, so it wasn't because of boost problems. They just decided not to go with both of their players.
We were talking yesterday how I felt like Optic versus Dignitas was maybe one of the best stylistic matches for Optic, but we do have K-Corp here. They are a very different style of beast, and we got to saw that throughout this first game where there's no sort of moment of being afraid of sending all 3 into the opposing side of the field, which Dignitas struggled with a little bit more. Dignitas were definitely struggling with figuring out when we want to send players. Are we happy with leaving the possible 2v1 on the counter-attack? K-Corp just say, we're going to score off this. Who cares about leaving somebody back?
Yeah, the issue that Dignitas had against Optic yesterday was they were overextending, and also they were heavily focusing on infield passes early on. And Dries, in particular, but Optic as a whole, just read so many of them and turned it into goals for themselves rather than even plays that they have to worry about from Dignitas.
Do you think Optic, K-Corp maybe learned their lesson? Don't go for those infield passes. Optic have those covered and managed to get quite a few counter-attacking goals from those. There's Itachi off the challenge. He rolls very nicely to Nolly. That's his 4th.
Well, this is reminiscent of a goal we saw Optic score on Dig yesterday on Aquadome, where it was Lucian forcing the 50-50 towards his teammate. Look at the way that Itachi manipulated that one into Nolly's direction as Nolly scores his 4th straight goal. He scored all the goals for K-Corp.
K-Corp happy to pass to the player rotating out. Not something that is as frequent as maybe it might end up being, especially if K-Corp keep finding the success that they currently are. Nolly blasts the ball long. Ball's missed into action, whose first touch did set him up pretty well to continue playing. Infield pass. Straight to Itachi. K-Corp just know where each other are for every single touch. Now off the backboard one more time. Dries recognizing he's not under pressure. Still, K-Corp sends somebody. Means Itachi's got a lot of work to do. Pass to Mist. Can they put it in? Can they ever?
What a play by Dries. Just takes his time in defense, gets the reset, past Itachi. Astral beaten to the punch by Mist, who slots it into the bottom left. I mean, Dries is really on fire every single time he attacks. He looks dangerous. Wonderful to see a player, like you mentioned, had such a tough start to his career, so much pressure on his shoulders. Now he's just playing as if he's got none. He's really thriving in the moment, but here comes Itachi, and K-Corp respond.
If you want to talk about rough starts to their career, Itachi will look at you and laugh and say, I came from as far away as I possibly could have done. Started off with one of the only teams that we've ever seen not getting a win in an RLCS season. Look at him now, putting the ball in, 2-1 K-Corp. He doesn't want that to ever be mentioned again. He wants to be mentioned Itachi World Championship winner. And saves like that, that will certainly help.
Unreal stop by Itachi there. K-Corp putting it together at both sides of the field here. Pressure's on Optic. Tend to be a counter-punching team. Astral the back pass, like you mentioned earlier, they just seem to know at all times where they are on the field. Nolly missed the boost though, and that did lead to a bit of a delay on getting the ball clear. But once again, Astral just offloads to him. Wonderful seeing Astral, a player who is for a long time known as that 1v3 player who would just take the ball, try and do everything himself. Look how willing he is, look how happy he is to just offload the ball to a teammate, even in a position where it looks like he's got a play on it as well.
It's just trust. As it drops down, Itachi straight at Mist. There's the follow. It's Nolly again. 5 goals, 2 games. Stop him if you can.
Astral infield to Itachi. Mist had to just get in the way and hope for the best. The shot didn't come into an angle that he could really work with, and the rest was inevitable. Nolly's had the predator instinct today. That's his 5th goal now in 2 games. Quite the impressive stat line against a team like Optic. They're known for their defense. That was almost another one bounced again. Missed to just lunge at that one. But he did get it to bounce off the inside of the post. Now here come Optic on the counter.
This is the problem with being a counter-punching team. You have to let K-Corp punch first. And that is not working at the moment. K-Corp, throw heavy, score better. Astral back into the midfield. He's already got Tachi pre-jumping for it.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that was so close to being world-class.
You can see the defense had no idea that Itachi was even thinking of playing for the reset there. It's scooping it into the corner of the net. And Itachi's so close to making it work.
2 minutes. And Optic know what they're up against here. Now it's them that have to try and chase after a game. It's plan B. As Lucian, despite a poor first touch, actually causing a bit of chaos with it.
Well, briefly Boost ran out there for Karmine Corp, but they're just sitting behind the ball calmly, inviting Optic into their end. Optic accept the invitation. They've got plenty of time left in this game. Creating realistic scoring chances has been pretty tough against K-Corp. Yesterday, Optic did really well in the 50-50 game against Dig, but Karmine Corp proving to be a tougher beast to go up against in that exact category. Again, speculative effort to the backboard by Optic Gaming.
Tachi willing to take the challenge. Don't expect Karmine Corp to overcommit at this stage. They know that they've got the 2-goal lead. And the timer is acting as the 4th man on their team. Here's the play that you want in a position like this. Astral can burn so much time with the clock. Just from those resets, just from the transition.
Oh, look at this.
They know. This is something that we wanted from Dignitas yesterday, Johnny, where Dig were actually in very similar positions as I was very close for Dries to get this opportunity, but Dig had a couple of occasions where they were 2 goals up and they kept attacking. We're seeing much better game management from K-Corp.
Yeah, K-Corp know this is a position where Optic are not that used to. They had to defend and hang on so many times online. Oh, and a crossbar shot from Dries is just not good enough. Massive clear. Actually gets defended well by Mist. Karmine Corp, right now, more of a diverse team. The team play looking a lot better. Mechanically, they seem to be just that bit higher than Optic as well. And when those 2 things are not going in your favor, you need aggression. That's just not something Optic are too well known for. Karmine Corp really putting it together with the passing plays here in the final third.
There's just no rush back. Nolly, who saw that there might be an opportunity here for a counter-attack from Optic, still did not even just touch the boost button. Realized that his teammate might be able to get the block and potentially get it back over to him, and that has been a consistent theme from Karmine Corp throughout this series. Optic need an answer right now. Karmine Corp are well ahead.
Karmine Corp, remember, just 1 game lost currently in the Swiss stage. They've got 10 wins now, and just that 1 loss in their opening series against O1 Esports. But this is huge because they're still pushing not just for a 3-0 series record, but the #1 spot. Now, is that something that they want? I think so, because although a lot of other teams in this Swiss stage are probably looking at the future matchup in the group stage, in the actual World Championship, that's going to be Furia. Top seed runs into Furia. Now, Karmine Corp beat Furia twice in London, so I think out of all the teams in this Swiss bracket, Karmine Corp are probably a team thinking, yeah, give us Furia, give us that matchup. We've beaten them twice. Let's just win out in Swiss on our own terms and then take down the South American Giants.
Huge shout as well to those that are over to our left at the moment. Keep hearing loud roars from them. They are currently watching our B stream. You can also watch that twitch.tv/RL Esports. Catch up with all of the Rocket League action at this wildcard. But for now, half the job done here for Karmine Corp. Optic choosing not to call a timeout. They feel like what they've got can still work. I agree to some extent, but this first goal is so crucial because if they lose it, Karmine Corp will not fall into the same traps other teams have.
Yeah, Karmine Corp have improved between games 1 and 2. Optic still looks solid, and this looks like a team who are getting out of wildcard if they keep playing the way they've played so far this week. Remember, wildcard will finish tomorrow. Rounds 4 and 5 going to be played on the same day, unlike the previous 3 rounds have been 1 per day. Very important. You go in with the best scoreline possible. We've talked about this all week long. Even one game win can make a huge difference when you get into rounds 4 and 5. Matchups could be favorable for teams who are picking up those wins, avoiding sweeps. It's Optic who have been dealing sweeps up to this point. Now they're at the receiving end of one. Can they get the opening goal? Not quite yet, but it's a free shot for Illusion. Not able to get it past Nolly.
Optic just having a moment of hesitation that hasn't been there in this tournament. Didn't quite get Illusion far enough forward. Tachi now in, great pinch from him. Back into midfield, Nolly, will he infield it? He does, Astral wasn't convinced. Decided just to leave it and head back.
That was a bit telegraphed. I'm actually surprised to see them do such an obvious infield pass.
I mean, you heard me say it about 2 seconds before they actually hit the ball.
It was very, very clear that the infield is coming, and it wasn't well hit either. So, surprised to see Karmine Corp playing such a telegraphed infield. Also surprised that Optic weren't all over it, because they were pouncing on every single play that Dignitas made in that avenue yesterday. Really shows that Optic are a bit more worried about Karmine Corp's shots. They're a bit more worried about their backboard, leaving the infield more open.
Well, we are seeing from Karmine Corp, which seems like something that has been a set mechanic to learn. They are using those back corner clears into the midfield. And we're not just getting the Itachi attempt earlier on, where he got the reset and then tried to put it on target. Just saw another one there from Astral. They think that that is their key to transitioning out of defense.
Look at this.
What we've seen, no way I can argue against it.
And Astral's just cutting across the midfield there. I mean, he looks back, sees both of his teammates in defense and thinks, why rotate back? I'm just going to stay midfield, give my teammates an option downfield. Like, we see Dries here, just going right back towards the ball. I mean, would he like to grab boost? Probably. But can he? No, he's got to get into position, cover the dangerous follow-up that Karmine Corp are proposing. News from the B stream, by the way, the club have ended OCE's reign of terror against them as Nolly drops in the opening goal in Game 3 on the A stream. Looks like this one surprised Karmine Corp. It's a great shot by Nolly, but Illusion with a careless mistake there. He's got 50 boost, but he's completely off the goal line. You can see how awkward it is for him to cover that top corner.
Yeah, it was a sort of shot that didn't even need to be that good. His Illusion was that far out of position. Still cannot accuse Nolly of anything other than perfection with his shots. Now it gives one to Astral. The duo is rocking and rolling.
Yeah, not a lot of happy faces at the Optic side of the stage here. Dries, again, worried about the shot. Covered in that near post top corner. Infield is open. So Karmine Corp able to do what Dignitas really couldn't do yesterday. Threaten other options sufficiently so that the infield presents itself as an opportunity. As again, it's actually deflects it into the middle. He's going to back pass towards Nolly here. This is fantastic stuff from Karmine Corp.
I think what I find really impressive about these infields is that not just taking the really obvious one that we saw earlier on, which was almost too obvious. Karmine Corp are actually finding a lot of these infields off challenges.
Yeah.
They believe in it every single time, when a lot of teams will see the challenge and go, all right, I'm going to play for the more sensible option. And the more sensible of you out there wouldn't write Optic off just yet.
Yeah, it looks like Nolly spawned from a demo, turned to grab the boost. He didn't realize that he had no time there. He had to cover the goal a little bit more quickly. I think the first thing he saw when he spawned was a 50-50 about to go down, and he thought, okay, I'll grab boost, head back. Oh, it's actually just in my net. So sometimes a bit of a panic response there after respawning. Hard to figure out exactly what's happening around you on the field. That's a much needed goal for Optic. Nolly pounces. An attempted play from Dries. We need more like that from Optic. I think they've been dropping down the ball brilliantly in front of the opponent's goals all weekend long. And here we go again. He's just getting into the danger area. No boost there for him to steal. Does spawn for Itachi. That's a bit unlucky there for Optic. If that boost had spawned just half a second earlier, it would have been there to be stolen.
I think that previous play from Nolly is we do get another shot on target. Well saved. And Dries will get rid of the danger for now. I think there's something there for Optic. They now know that Karmine Corp are actively looking for the passing option. I'd like to see Optic maybe believe in a couple of solo plays. Just to get them second guessing for now.
I mean, they've got the solo play potential.
Oh, absolutely.
Several from Dries so far this week. Missed. Just a beast, always has been. At getting the ball past 1, 2, sometimes 3 players. And with Illusion's off-the-ball pressure that he's so famous for, there should be opportunities. There should be space for Optic to make those plays. They've been lacking them. the entire series against Karmine Corp, who seemed like a triple threat in comparison. Here comes Nolly, throw double after the mind game. Unreal by Nolly. Absolutely single-handedly destroys Optic with a stunning play. Such creativity and mastery by the Liverpudlian.
Put him in the MVP conversation for the wildcard. 3-1. Karmine Corp, who have been up against it a little bit here, answering back very well. Optic have got to get something. They've got to get it quickly. But look at where Karmine Corp are. Every side of the field is their side of the field. Orange, blue, either or. It belongs to them. As Dries looks to clear Astral already right in front of it. They've got to go for the full send here. Nolly does clear. It's only as far as Dries. Tries to drop it back down, but Mist cannot turn on in time. And where's Astral? He's already sitting on the backboard, waiting for his opportunity. It's not going to come his way. But what is going to come Karmine Corp's way is 4 match points to Nolly.
No way.
Second hat trick.
I mean, that is quite a great goal, even though it doesn't actually change anything. Nolly's up way before this, but Itachi backboards it to him, and he's there for the finishing touch. I mean, Nolly's striking today has been out of this world. A lot of them have been simple finishes, just that Predator instinct arriving at the right time. In Game 3, he scores one of the best goals we've seen in the entire tournament. It was a ceiling double tap, reset, mind game, floor double as well. What on earth, Nolly? I mean, where does that come from?
It is skill to match the confidence.
Like, even Eversax is smiling. He's one of the most, I think, steadfast and rigid personalities in the scene. He's always so serious, but
say it quietly.
Even he cracks a smile. Maybe he didn't know the camera was on him. He's thinking, oh no, the cat's out of the bag.
There we go. There's the goal for Mist. Unfortunately for Optic, that was as good as it got.
I don't believe that. I mean, Nolly just can't miss today. He really just cannot miss. Unbelievable game against Optic in Game 3. Where on earth do Optic go from here? It looks like they are really struggling to handle the Karmine Corp solo plays. And, you know, we've seen Yan do this to them before. When somebody starts to pop off against them, they haven't had a response in the past.
Well, is this something now that you look at as an Optic fan or anybody else and just say, okay, this actually might be a problem where our greatest strength, our ability to catch opponents on the counter, also what might lead to us struggling at getting to latter stages in the tournament or even maybe winning tournaments, because somebody at any tournament is always going to be popping off, and when you get to them, that's where Optic start to struggle.
I mean, it's why the offensive teams historically have done well in Rocket League. It's much easier to attack. You can see a lot more of the field in front of you. The ball's over your head less. It's in front of you more often. That's why we're seeing Karmine Corp really thrive here. They're able to identify exactly what's happening. And Nolly looking to 1v1 Dries. Dries all over him. He might actually catch up to this. Astral had to scramble. Now it's going to be Optic having to scramble back, because both teams briefly there landed a bit out of position. Itachi beats his man. Astral's there for it. And already Karmine Corp 1-0 up.
Just belief, utter belief every single time somebody's trying to put together a play. And Astral already there. Dries hasn't even jumped by the time Astral's making contact with the ball. K-Corp, not just a step further ahead, but several steps in the lead.
They look scary. They look really scary. Anyone, you know, Furia waiting the winner of wildcard in round 1, but everybody's going to be looking at this Karmine Corp thinking, yeah, maybe not. I don't know if we fancy playing a team like this. When they put it together, it's not just the Astral show, it's not just the Nolly show. They really all are showing up huge today.
Karmine Corp, a team that recent results would not have indicated that they would have been in the wild card, but at the latter stages of the season, over in London, really came into their own. Itachi, 50 boost, happy to stick around. And it's a new look from Karmine Corp. Just, this hasn't been part of their repertoire previously, but they just go and steal that 100 and stick around. Wait for the chance, believe that the other two have got them covered and can get the ball over. And the great part about that for me, Johnny, is that defensively, you don't expect that. That a player should not be there. They should be getting their way back. And Optic have had nobody around to cover that angle.
Yeah, I mean, Optic have just very much struggled to read what Karmine Corp are up to. And Karmine Corp have never looked more like a team. It looks like they can just read each other perfectly. So when you're up against a team as mechanical and as fast as Karmine Corp, they're all synergizing perfectly. Yeah, you can't really blame Optic for struggling to read what they're doing, but that's why Optic need to really fight for the midfield here. They need to start taking the game to Karmine Corp, because if they play their standard style, just waiting for the play to come to them, this is the play that comes towards them. I mean, good luck. You're not going to be able to defend that. The offense tends to win out if they play it as well as Karmine Corp do.
Good thing for Optic is that we do know that Plan B, if they were ever to commit to it, is really good. The options that they've got on their team, the players, the names, the mechanics, they can throw together anything that they want to, but that clear from Nolly, not going to allow anything to happen this time around. Missed is the option, and almost goes in. That was the sort of play that K-Corp had been doing. Mist decided to give it a go for himself, and almost got the reward for it. And again, coming back from the opponent's back corner.
Yeah, activity from the blind spots. Key to Karmine Corp's success. Optic trying to do the same here. Another calm defensive play from Karmine Corp, though, as they stall the ball in the back corner. Try and buy time to get boost, but they're out of it at the moment. All three players starting to run low. Optic were not able to capitalize. Now time for Karmine Corp to advance. Grab boost in the midfield, even if it isn't in their back corners to be taken.
We are back into the midfield. Itachi backboard. Who's first to it? Well, it was going to be Nolly. Now we go to Astral. Too much power.
And all eyes on Nolly, who's been forever the goal scorer today. Illusion and Therese only looking to see what he's up to. No one ready to contest Astral's follow-up. Optics, 8 straight game wins coming into today, about to be completely reversed. 0-4 against Karmine Corp, who are about to take first seed coming out of the wild card. And in stunning fashion as well. They've just completely rolled over Optic today. Blue Wall seems to be triumphant unless Optic have got any plans of late game heroics.
You are right about that, John. If this does end up as a 4-0, that makes Optic seeding in future rounds very interesting. As Astral towards the backboard, can't find anybody to bump. There is still time in this one. Optic might get a shot from it. Itachi, happy just to get there first. Optic just seem a little bit shy sending that third player, even in a situation like this. There's the infield. The shot will not test Nolly right into the middle. Optic, if they are going to get that play to work, it has to be further into Karmine Corp's side of the field, and it needs to be a lot more in the top corner.
Yeah, the shot was just not quite good enough, but from that range, it's so difficult to get enough power to test a world-class goalkeeper. You know, it's been mostly Karmine Corp offense that's shone today, but defensively, they have been composed when they have to be. They've been quick when they have to be. They've really just made it so difficult for Optic to get anything going. Less than 30 seconds remaining. Karmine Corp still lead by 2 in the 4th game. It looks like they're more likely to score a 3rd than an impossible Optic comeback.
Nolly wants to try and add one more to the tally. They did this at the end of the last game. Are they going to do it again? It's off the crossbar. But it has been academic. Karmine Corp fly the flag. Today, the color is blue. Karmine Corp, we will see you at the main event.
And that is unbelievable. After Optic's sweep of Dignitas yesterday, not many were brave enough to expect a Karmine Corp 4-0. The way that they just played that, it looked like Optic were just completely lost. No idea what to do mechanically, no idea what to do positionally, and can you really blame them? What Karmine Corp just did was world class. And they, for me, look like the scariest team coming out of the wildcard tournament. Semper, of course, taking down Space Station Gaming. Another unbelievable result. But wow, Karmine Corp, I think, on a different level.
And there was one thing I saw at the second half of that series there, Johnny, which I really, really liked to see, which was Nolly was in peak form, and they utilized it in a way that wasn't just, hey, Nolly, go and do the mechanics. It was, Nolly, be a distraction. Go on. They now believe that everything you touch is going to turn into gold. So you go, you end up missing it. Fantastic, because we're going to have somebody that they are not keeping tabs on come in and score. We're going to ask the quick question to you here, Johnny. Of the 2-3-0 teams, Semper, Karmine? Which one? Which one was more impressive to you?
Well, yeah, I think Karmine were more impressive, but I think I like Semper's chances a little bit better because I believe that they run into endpoint in the first group stage match. We're going to need to have the desk confirm. I got this wrong yesterday, so don't trust me. But I believe top seed runs into Furia. And I did say Karmine Corp, probably the one team most confident against Furia. Furia are still Furia. They're one of the contenders to take this entire thing. So that's a banger of a matchup. Karmine Furia, if we're going to see that in round 1 of the group stage. Semper first endpoint. I think I've got to say Semper the favorites there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to all of it. I really am. Well, seems like they are very happy about the results anyway. It's so good to see everyone having so much fun. We were saying that we wanted this sort of party atmosphere for these opening few days. We've got exactly that.
The crowd's been fantastic. I mean, the energy here really is unbelievable. I hope it's coming through to the live stream for all of you guys watching online. Yeah, great stuff from Karmine Corp there. But let's hear from the man himself. Stumpy, who you got?
Johnny, I'm here with, who else could it be? Oh, come on, mate, get back. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm here with Nolly, and that was a bit of a quicker series than I think we anticipated compared to the last one, especially. Optic, a bit easier than you thought?
It was just like I thought, to be honest, yeah. They're a good team, but like I think we're just better right now, so.
What is it that you do better, though? Because, you know, your teamwork was on fire. Your solo play in Game 3 where you got that. Is that just what separates you?
Yeah, I mean, we're simply just a better team. We're one of the better, like, overall teams in this entire tournament, and I think we'll go very far.
I mean, you escaped out of this Swiss the Swiss wildcard stage 3-0. That is a huge result. You got to top 4 in spring. Karmine Corp is a completely different team with you on it. But there are 2 others, Astral and Itachi. A lot of the conversation is about you and Itachi, so you and Astral rather. What is it that Itachi does, though, that makes still the team, you know, what he brings to the roster?
Honestly, he's just like a good vibe teammate. Like, you know what to expect. Like, he never plays bad. Loud. He never, ever plays bad. I mean, like, he set up so many plays for us to score, and he just adds that reassurance for me and Astral.
I mean, speaking of reassurance, you have lots of fans in the crowd here today. We heard about what's the color blue. There is so much love for K-Corp, but we're in North America, and yet there's still a lot of love. It's a global brand. It's a global team.
It's honestly the best organization in the world. The fans are the best in the world as well. I didn't expect so many to be, you know, supporting us in NA. I thought it would have been mainly Optic, but I'm grateful for everyone.
I mean, you've still got, you know, this is about 1,000 people that are going to be here. There's still about 13,000 more that are going to be in the main arena when you play. Before that, though, it's Furia. We know that you're playing Furia now. Just give me a couple of thoughts on them.
We've beat them twice already. You know, they just won the recent Gamers 8 tournament and they're showing promise, but, you know, we're going to be in the heads. They're going to remember the past two losses to us, and it won't be any different.
4-0?
4-1.
4-1. Okay, you've given them one. That was Nolly, though, from Karmine Corp. Congratulations. We'll be playing up against Furia. There's still a lot more Rocket League World Championship yet to come. Be here after the break.